Blah blah.
Hey, what's up? It's your boy Sakura, and welcome to another episode of Blah Blah. Today's episode is about how I'm going to be broke this summer by going to see all these crazy blockbuster movies. No, seriously. I can't wait for summer. So we're going to run through a bunch of movies, some of the big movies that are coming out this summer starting in May. First big one coming out is The Avengers. Biggest Marvel movie, the biggest collaboration and colossal combining of superheroes. You got Hulk, Thor, Captain America, Black Widow, Hawkeye, Iron Man, all these characters. It's like, it's gonna be so friggin' action-packed. The trailers look amazing. There's explosions, of course. Robots are like crashing through buildings. It just looks nuts. Seeing the Hulk back in action and, you know, as crazy as ever. I can't wait.
See these muscles right here? I am the Hulk.
Another movie that's just a popcorn flick. I don't know if it's going to be any good. This movie is called Battleship. It's very roughly based on the game that we used to play back in the 80s. I don't know where Rihanna comes in, but apparently these robot machines come out of the ocean and they shoot balls at the city and they blow things up, and then they turn into like Transformers or something. It's a little confusing, but I don't care. If there's explosions, destruction, and action, I want to see it. Who knows? It actually might be good.
You sunk my battleship.
Men in Black 3.
Hey.
Will Smith makes another return with Tommy Lee Jones, but this time he goes back in time to save him, and he meets a younger version of Tommy Lee Jones. It's kind of nice to see the Men in Black back after it's been a long time. And I'm just excited to see some aliens and have some fun. And
you know, that really opened my eyes about aliens. I was dating this poodle, and guess what? She was an alien. She was ugly.
Snow White and the Huntsman. And you would think, Snow White, stupid fantasy thing. But this movie looks actually really good. There's obviously a big budget on it. The evil queen is Charlize Theron, one of the most amazing actresses. She's beautiful. The mirror guy looks pretty crazy. Kristen Stewart plays Snow White. You know that girl from Twilight that makes the weird faces? She always looks like she's gonna cry, but hopefully she does a better job as Snow White. Then they got the guy Thor who's in the movie. There's a lot of cool things in the movie that just look very well made. The fantasy, the special effects, the visuals. It looks very epic and very fun.
Prometheus.
Director Ridley Scott is making I guess an Alien prequel, but they're not necessarily saying that it is anymore. But it features spaceships and sounds and very similar things to the Alien movies, which he originally directed. He also did Gladiator, which is another one of my favorite movies. Prometheus looks dark, it looks epic, it looks scary, it looks really well done. I cannot wait to sit in the theater and watch this movie with loud speakers. There's a lot of mystery to it, so I cannot wait to see what happens, what it is entirely about, and how good it's going to be.
Why would you even want to watch that? That looks scary and evil. Did you see that guy? That alien thing? Ugh. No me gusta.
Abraham Lincoln Vampire Hunter. Whew. Sounds a little weird, but that actually piqued my interest. This movie looks freaking awesome. You got a super-powered Abraham Lincoln in a big old hat and a big old axe that he uses like a crazy weapon, throwing it around, slicing up vampires who are jumping in the air. There's action.
That axe looks crazy dangerous.
This scene with the train on the bridge and it's all burning and collapsing, that looks crazy!
I will poop on all vampires if they even come near me.
Now, I'm definitely a kid at heart, so I cannot wait to see a bunch of animated movies this summer. Number 1, Brave. Pixar and Disney are back with finally a good Pixar movie. Last year's Cars 2, I didn't even watch it. I don't think many people even watched it. Brave is an entirely different thing. This is Pixar's most realistic looking movie. It stars this redheaded girl. This is a princess and she lives in this fantasy world. It takes place in the old days and there's a lot of mystery to it. There was people that got to see a 30-minute preview of it and they're all like fascinated and in love with it. And they just cannot wait to see the rest of the movie. I love Pixar. Finding Nemo is one of my favorite movies. I'm not a big fan of Cars 2, but they're obviously going to redeem themselves with this movie Brave. The trailers look amazing. It just looks so visual, so colorful, and just so epic. I just can't wait. Now with DreamWorks, it's pretty hit or miss, but with Madagascar, I haven't really liked any of the movies. The first one was eh, second one was blah. But the third one actually looks really good. You know, a lot of people are big fans of the movie. Me, not very much personally. The third one looks really good. They get stuck in Europe. They crash through some museum or something, and they're trapped in this animal hunter woman is coming in. She's trying to get them, and they're racing all around. They got the monkeys, they got the penguins, all the stuff that were funny in the previous ones, they're all back, and they're all trying to get back home. They end up in Europe somehow, I guess swimming the wrong way. DreamWorks has been doing pretty good with their movies. How to Train Your Dragon was amazing, so hopefully they'll get the third one right
So
this
after
time.
12 o'clock.
Guys, we've got a tail.
Paparazzi! Hi! One thing.
The Amazing Spider-Man. I cannot wait for Spider-Man to make his return. Now, this is not the fourth movie, this is a reboot. So we're going all the way back to the beginning to a younger Spider-Man, new director, new cast, everything's brand new. I guess they kind of went that whole Dark Knight route, you know, remaking everything and making it a little more epic and dark and, you know, that kind of thing. But it stars Andrew Garfield as Spider-Man, and he, you know, he goes through his change again. It's like the whole thing in the beginning. When we watched the first Spider-Man movies always had really cool action, visual effects, you know, climbing the buildings and amazing overhead views of New York City. The bad guy in this movie is the Lizard. Now we only got a first, you know, sneak peek at him. We haven't really seen too much of him in motion and action, but he looks really cool. He's this giant lizard man, and obviously Spider-Man needs to kick his butt.
Spider-Man, Spider-Man,
I'm a big fan of Ice Age, and this is the fourth Ice Age movie. They've only gotten better. This one is called Ice Age Continental Drift, and it's about the whole continents breaking apart and becoming what they are now. All the characters are back. Some new characters are in, of course, voiced by a lot of great talent. It's funny. I really like Blue Sky Animation, what they've done with all their films. Ice Age 4 is looking like it's another great addition to the Ice Age family, so I'm very excited to see Ice Age.
You got no idea what I'm saying, do you?
May I try? Wugga, 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 wugga. Pooda, 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 pooda. That they got.
It's time for another Batman with The Dark Knight Rises, the final of the 3 Dark Knight Adventures movies. This is directed by Christopher Nolan, and this is his last movie he's directing. It's not the end of Batman Forever, but Batman Forever, ooh. It's not the end of Batman. It is the end of this trilogy with these characters, these actors, these directors. We don't know what's going to happen, but Batman is going through a very dark personal state, hence Dark Knight. We're going to get to see some villains, but Christopher Nolan has kept a lot of things hush-hush. We don't really know what's going on in the film.
Christian Bale's playing Batman again. This is his last movie he's gonna be in. By the time he finishes this movie, his voice is gonna be so destroyed.
Batman talk's really weird. So many movies out this summer, I'm gonna be broke, and that's just naming a few.
You're buying my tickets, right? Yeah, he's not paying me. Nothing. I take PayPal donations. PayPal me, bitches.
So yeah, that's BlahBlah. Let me know what movies you're excited about. Leave a comment. Check you later. Subscribe, and we're out of here.
BlahBlah.
Why are you still watching me? Where'd you go, Sakura? I guess I'll just turn it off myself, you lazy son of a